Today we're talking about sagging. And don't tell me you don't know about sagging. A lot of people I know, they sag. I want to talk about it and find out, is that the way we should dress? What's important about it? And I think that you should call somebody that you know and tell them about this link and this video so that they know what to do about the issue of sagging. Pastor BeulahToks, what is sagging?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to speak on this. It's a very touchy issue for the particular demography of young people and people who actually are the crux of what is happening in the world right now. Well, sagging dates back to the days in which people were incarcerated, and whenever they were incarcerated, they took their belt, they took anything harmful on them that they could use to actually injure themselves or injure other people. So obviously, once your belt is removed, okay, your pants, your trouser comes down. So over time, it became something, okay, that people began to see as a fashion statement. Okay, but originally it started from the jail.
Wow.
Yeah. And even on some other instances, also in the jail, they gave inmates oversized clothes. So you could see it sags, it's too big for them. But again, you see, they have not much choice in that. So that's actually is the story behind sagging, until it became something that people celebrate and has become synonymous with stardom and fashion statement.
So it's basically a culture that started in prison yard.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm sure you didn't know that. Okay, so it started from the prison yard and then it spilled out. And now people basically sag and let their underwears show. You see it on campuses. You see, in fact, people wear dress like that sometimes to church.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think it says about a young man, who is in his 20s and he walks into a business environment and and his pants are showing? What kind of impression?
Well, a friend of mine said to me one day, she saw a young person who approached her, wanted her to do something for him. And when she looked and said, "Look, I'm not even going to talk to you. Okay, go and dress properly." And you could see in that instant that changed a whole lot of things. So fashion is something that has to do a lot with perception. But one of the ways culture is expressed is through fashion. Another way is through food.
Yeah.
And then through language. If you understand about how culture works. So fashion is a very important aspect of culture statement and culture establishment. In every culture, there are things that are established and acceptable. Even in the American culture, you see that the society really does not accept sagging, okay, as the standard fashion statement. Okay, that's why you see it among a particular group of people. So when you talk about the implication of sagging or any form of immodest dressing whatsoever, not just sagging, because if it's a sagging, it's talking about just guys alone, but not about girls too.
Yeah.
And when you reveal cleavages,
Yeah.
that leaves, so much, in the open. You see that it actually depreciates the value people place on you, and it also hinders them from going all out to really be open to you and help you in whatever area.
What bothers me is, why is it that young people do not care about what society thinks about them?
Today, I found that everyone wants to make a statement, a fashion statement, a language statement, a statement. People, it is all about making a fashion statement. But I can tell you that it has a lot of implication, negatives on the young person. Not even sagging alone. Let me tell you an instant. Every time I travel now, there's a particular way I dress. And that change in my dressing when I'm traveling national was informed by an experience I had at the Murtala Mohammed Airport. This particular year, I was traveling. I think I was going to South Africa. I felt because of the rigor of the trip, I needed to dress easy, so I wore jeans top and I wore jeans trouser, and then I had these boots that I wore, and it made me look trendy, in my eyes, but not even so much for trend, but I felt it was going to make it easy for me, to.
Yeah.
The moment I got to the airport and I went through immigration, some of the people, I think drug enforcement agents, flagged me down and said I should come. So they took me into their office. They frisked me, and then they got me to go through whatever, extra examinations. I had to open myself up to their machine because I looked to them, for whatever reason, I looked at them like I was someone who did drugs. Who carried drugs. And that was basically because I think they pulled me out of that because of the way I was feeling. I was dressing. And I almost missed my flight. So that gave me on that people's perception about how you dress says a lot about how they relate with you. I'll tell you why I know that it must have been out of my dressing. Another time, I was flying in from the States, from the US. This time, I was dressed corporately. From that moment, every time I'm traveling up to Nigeria, I'm dressed in my suit. Now, I'm not dressed in suit right now. I don't really wear suits all the time. But I recognize that when you are traveling through cultures, and I said, as I'm saying that fashion is a culture thing. When you are traveling through culture, you need to look at what is actually acceptable across culture. Mm-hmm. So, traveling on one of my trips from the US, one of the immigration guys looked at me and says, I like you. You look real sharp.
Wow.
I say, enjoy. I hope you had a good stay in our country. That's what he said to me. And then he looked at me and said, and I like your shoes. Two immigration instances.
Same person.
Same person. So you could see that. And researchers have gone, people have seen that really, its perception is about how you dress. So I think that there are some things that are standard and that need to be observed when we are talking about dress sense and fashion statements, so that we do not repel people who originally should have been helpful to us in our quest for success.
Like you said, dressing transcends culture. But what should be the general guiding principle for young people